Hello everyone. In 2020, US Federal Reserve Central Bank of America reduced interest rate to zero, saying that it will boost economic recovery as a global economy is paralyzed by the COVID pandemic. But economy has not yet reached pre-COVID levels, but uh, inflation in USA has surged to 7.5%, the highest level in 40 years. So, Federal Reserve announced that to control inflation, it is going to increase interest rate in March. Is it a right solution to control inflation in the present scenario? Let's analyze this. Generally, inflation occurs because of two reasons. When the demand for goods and services is rises more than the supply of the same, or demand remain the same but supply there is a constraint. So why inflation increase in now? Is it because of excessive demand or due to supply side constraint? Now inflation has increased because of supply side disruptions. Generally, central banks, what will they will do if inflation is increased because of excessive demand? They will increase interest rate. They will uh, cut the demand in the economy. So the COVID pandemic increased the debt level of countries, corporations, and individuals, and the zero interest rate of Federal Reserve did not is not result in a real economic recovery. It only boosted and fueled financial speculation and the stock market bubbles. So already the debt levels of countries, enterprises are risen. So if Federal Reserve rise the interest rate, many corporations, enterprises will go bust, go bankrupt. So it will seriously impair the economic recovery. So generally, rising interest rate will further aggravate the unemployment problem and the crisis of the economy. So, and the economic growth may slow down and economy may contract. So, what mostly the working people are most affected because of this. But at present, inflation is not because of high demand. Why? Because the income and purchasing power of most of the majority of people worldwide are declined. So, so it is not the inflation now is not because of due to high demand. So economic growth and employment level has not yet reached pre-COVID levels. So how can the inflation which is caused by supply side constraints can be corrected by rising interest rate? Say for example, there is a flood, there is a heavy rain, so supply of vegetables are disrupted. So what is to be done in that case? We can import vegetables from other countries, or we may do things which are necessary, but uh, by increasing interest rate, is it possible to increase the supply of vegetables like tomatoes? Is it possible? Says the actions of the U.S. Federal Reserve think tank says this it is possible. But comparing to that, our RBI bankers have a better reasoning. For example, our deputy governor of RBI says, Michael Patra says that so increase in inflation is not now currently is not because of excess demand. Rather, it is due to supply side constraints, and monetary policy has only a role in aligning demand with supply, but not the other way, he said. And when inflation is driven by demand, monetary policy can stabilize inflation and can stabilize growth. But it has no role when inflation is the result of supply constraint, he said. So RBI has not announced any change in interest rate, and it said that India's economic recovery is uneven and has not yet reached pre-COVID level. An RBI external member Ashima Goyal has also said that although the third wave, that is Omicron wave, appears to have paused with low economic impact, but consumption continues to be at the pre-COVID level. So that indicates a loss of revenue, that is income, a loss of income and demand in the economy, she said. So in January, the retail inflation, the CPI inflation, has increased to more than the upper limit for India. That is 6% is the upper limit for as per RBI. But it has reached 6.1% in January. And wholesale price inflation, which represent the cost to the producers, that is manufacturers, it is in double digits for 10 months, and it is in January it is 12.96%. And people are affected by the inflation, and their purchasing power has come down. But what these officials and and politicians, what is their response? It is the situation is highly alarming, but RBI governor says don't panic even if inflation rises above 6% upper limit, because we have already forecasted it. So is it a solution for when people are affected by high cost? Is it going to increase their purchasing power? And our finance minister is praising as if it is an achievement. She said during global economic crisis 2008 to 2009, the inflation level was 9.1. Comparing to that, now our government is able to control inflation within 6.2%. She said it is an achievement. And Prime Minister Modi is proudly claiming that India is the only major economy with high growth and low inflation. So this is a response they gave to the that is not going to increase the purchasing power of the people. You cannot expect any real solution from the government. The government can, if it is concerned about people, it can bring in price control to reduce the prices of commodities and can take actions. But we cannot expect this from a neoliberal government, BJP government. Thank you for watching.